Notes on patterns. The first vocabulary word that we're going to focus on is the term sequence. So a sequence is a set of numbers arranged in order according to some rule. So for example, I have the sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. If I look at it closely and examine it, I can see that the sequence is a pattern of increasing by 2 each time. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, and 7 plus 2 is 9. So it's a sequence of plus 2 was my pattern. In the example below, I have the figures being shown. So here's my first figure, my second figure, and my third figure. So I could count the blocks. In the first figure, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the second figure, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the third figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in my sequence of figures here, I see that I also have a pattern of increasing by plus 2 each time. The second vocabulary word is term. And what a term is, it is each number or item in a sequence. So in our first sequence that we had, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 1 would be my first term, 3 is my second term in that sequence, 5 is my third term in the sequence, 7 is my fourth term, and 9 would be my fifth term. In the figures here below, this would be my first term, so it would be a 1. My second term would be 3. My third term would be 5. And my fourth term would be 7. We will be using a table of values to organize our data. So for example, I have my first 6 terms and then the term value for each one. So this was for our sequence 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So here is my first term, my second term, third term number, fourth term number, fifth term number. So based on this, with my data table, what I can do is I can figure out what my next term value would be. So the 7th or the 6th, let's do the 6th first. So if I'm increasing by 2 each time, then I know that I'm going to do 9 plus 2 is going to give me 11. So my 6th term would be the number 11. For my 7th term, that would be 11 plus 2. And 11 plus 2 is 13. So for the 7th term, my term value is 13. Down at the bottom, you can see another table of values. So we have the term number and we have the term value. So the first term is a value of 5. The second term is a value of 9. And the third term is a value of 13. If I want to figure out what the sequence, the pattern of the sequence is, I try to figure out what is happening between each of the numbers. So if I look at term number 1, it's 5. Well, how did I get from 5 to 9? Well, I added 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I added 4. So it's a plus 4. Then how did I get to 9 to 13? Well, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's again plus 4. So that means my pattern is plus 4 for this table of values. That's all for the notes for patterning, and we will be working on more sequences and patterns in class.